Good morning. I want to welcome everyone here this morning on this day of interfaith unity where we will celebrate together in the Unity Walk this afternoon and have opportunity to visit diverse houses of worship and beliefs and cultures and explore our similarities and our differences together. On this day, we welcome you all into this space to be with us. But as we come together to share in some moments of community side by side, we are mindful that at this very moment, not far south of us here, Hurricane Irma should be making landfall within these very moments as we speak on the southern tip of Florida, after having already ravaged through many of the islands of the Caribbean, not to mention significant other natural disasters occurring throughout the world, and flooding and earthquakes taking place as well. We are prayerfully mindful of many, both geographically close to us and far from us, who are facing significant needs, significant concerns, struggling with the hopes and dreams of a shattered world.
Why don't you hold the camera now? Sure. Big boat.
Presently at this very moment,
See in the center.
unfolding before them as the winds and the clouds.
You can bring your hand down and just turn it in a way.
Like this.
There are
The head
bulletins.
should be.
Hopefully
And
each person
stick it.
receives
Yeah.
bulletins
And stick it.
and has the order of
I
worship
said you
on
can
the
bring
inside,
the
which is
arms
everything
down
that
and
we
keep the
do
camera so they
here at
can
church.
hand
It'll help you follow
okay.
along during the activity.
Oh,
But one of
okay.
the
This is
things
perfect.
that
The head
in
should
Community
be
of Christ
on the
we
side.
traditionally
Okay.
do, which you will not see in the bulletin, is our congregation receives offerings, tithings, to support the work both of the congregation and of our international church. You will note that directly in front of me, here in the pulpit, there is a basket, which is sitting empty.
Just keep the
And so we'd like to do it a
keep
little
it
bit.
in
We're
the
mirroring the practice of our
in the head.
congregations in several places throughout the world. We'd like to invite you at any time during
stand
the
up to
service,
keep focused.
whenever
Look
you
at it,
feel
look at it.
something, if something speaks to you, during a song, during a prayer, during one of our speakers, anytime something strikes you, to come forward at that point if you wish, and to share of any offering, even if it's something that is not visual, to come forward, take a moment, and share, no matter what is happening at the pulpit or the piano. Our closing prayer at the end will include a blessing for all of the contributions that we have made of time, of money, of gift, of commitment. So we will close with that blessing over what we have assembled over the course of the service. As we prepare to begin our worship experience together, we have 3 guest speakers with us this morning. Their names that you will see are here in the bulletin, but I'd like to very briefly introduce them to you so you know who will be standing before you and get a little glimpse of the idea. Our first speaker is Ravinder, who is seated here. She will share with us first after we have our opening prayer, and she is a volunteer at the Sikh Gurdwara, which is located just a short walk from here, very, very close, and is a stop on the Unity Walk as well. And she has brought several friends and companions here to participate in this service with us. After Ravinder, we will have Ernesta, who is joining us here. She is the Outreach, Communications, Interfaith, and PR Coordinator for the Adams Center, which is the All Dulles Area Muslim Society. And we are blessed by her presence as well as the experience she brings with time as a vice principal in a school. And she is a mother of 4 who came to America when she was 4 years old, growing up in Queens, New York. So we are blessed by the presence of both of you this morning. And our third speaker is Stacy Cram, who is seated there, the 4th row back. Stacy Cram is the presiding bishop or the chief financial officer for Community of Christ and serves as a member and counselor in the First Presidency, which is the highest level of leadership that exists within the worldwide church. At this point, I would invite you to join in our opening prayer, which will be led by Pritam. And they have requested if you have any head covering, please cover your head and rise as they lead us in an opening secret prayer this morning.
एक ओंकार सतनाम करता पुरख निर्भय काल मूर्त ਪ੍ਰਥਮ ਭਗਵਤੀ ਸਿਮਕੈ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਲਈ ਧਿਆਏ ਸਿਰ ਅੰਗਦ ਤੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਅਮਰਦਾਸ ਰਾਮਦਾਸੇ ਹੋਈ ਸਹਾਏ ਅਰਜਨ ਹਰਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਨੂੰ ਸਿਮਰੋ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿ ਰਾਏ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਹਰਿਕ੍ਰਿਸ਼ਨ ਜੀ ਧਿਆਈਐ ਜਿਸ ਚਿੱਠੇ ਸ਼ਬਦ ਖੁਜਾਏ ਗੁਰੂ ਤੇਗ ਬਹਾਦਰ ਸਿੰਘੀਐ ਘਰ ਨੌ ਦਿਨ ਆਵੇ ਧਾਏ ਸਭ ਥਾਈਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਏ ਦਸਵੇਂ ਪਿਤਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਗੋਬਿੰਦ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਪੰਥ ਦੇ ਵਾਲੀ ਸਭ ਥਾਈਂ ਹੋਣਾ ਜੀ ਸਹਾਏ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਕੇ ਬੋਲ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਸੀਸ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਬੰਦ ਬੰਦ ਟੁਆਏ ਅੱਖੀਆਂ ਖੱਲਾਂ ਲੋਹਾਈਆਂ ਤਿਨਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਸਤਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਪੰਜ ਪਿਆਰੇ ਚਾਰ ਸਾਹਿਬਜ਼ਾਦੇ 40 ਮੁਕਤੇ ਹੱਠੀਆਂ ਜੱਪੀਆਂ ਤੱਪੀਆਂ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੇਰਾ ਨਾਮ ਸਤਿਆ ਬਣ ਸਕਿਆ ਤੇ ਚਲਾਈ ਤੇ ਵਾਈ ਦੇ ਕੇ ਅੰਡਿਤ ਕੀਤਾ ਤਿਨਾਂ ਪਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਸਤਿਆਰਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਪਵਿੱਤਰ ਕਮਾਈ ਦਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਕਰਕੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
ਸਿੰਘਾਂ ਸਿੰਘਣੀਆਂ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਗੁਰਦੁਆਰੇ ਗੁਰਧਾਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਵਿਛੋੜਿਆ ਗਿਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਖੁੱਲ੍ਹੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਬਖਸ਼ਣਾ ਸਿੱਖਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਿੱਖੀ ਦਾਨ ਨਾਮ ਦਾਨ ਭਰੋਸਾ ਦਾਨ ਸਾਹ ਦਾਨ ਦਾਨਾ ਸਿਧਾਨ ਕੇਸ ਦਾਨ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅੰਮ੍ਰਿਤਸਰ ਜੀ ਕੇ ਇਸ਼ਨਾਨ ਚੌਂਕੀਆਂ ਚੰਦੇ ਜੁਗੋ ਜੁਗ ਧਮਕਾ ਜੈਕਾਰ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਜੀ ਕੇ ਗੁਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਬੋਲੋ ਜੀ ਸ੍ਰੀ
ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ।
Today we have gathered to take part in the unity walk and pray together for all the humanity as it is created in His image. Let us all join together and work together for peace and prosperity in this world. ਨਾਨਕ ਨਾਮ
ਚੜ੍ਹਦੀ ਕਲਾ ਤੇਰੇ ਬਾਣੇ ਸਰਬਤ ਦਾ ਭਲਾ।
ਬੋਲੇ ਸੋ ਨਿਹਾਲ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।
Ms. Ravinder Kaur will tell you more about the meaning of the prayer. Thank you.
Please join us in our opening hymn. The hymnal is found under the pew in front of you, a blue hymnal. We will be singing hymn 343, verses 1 and 4.
Thank
Each week, Community of Christ offers a prayer for peace for one country in the world. Today we'll expand this concept to the subcontinent of India, which includes several countries. This area has a rich heritage of great souls who have inspired people around the world. Their names may be new to you, but their influence has advanced the arts and sciences, religion and politics, and has enlightened our thinking. The earliest great soul born in the 6th century BC in Nepal was Gautam Buddha, who gave up his princely title and his luxurious life. He dedicated himself to promoting nonviolence, meditation, and ministry to the poor, and thus founded Buddhism. In the 3rd century BC, Ashoka, the great Mauryan king, ruled the entire subcontinent and was deeply influenced by Buddhist nonviolence, ushering in a glorious period of peace. He felt a duty to honor the diversity of his subjects, treating them with respect and freedom to follow their own religion. A devout 15th century spiritual leader, Guru Nanak, traveled far and wide in India, spreading the concept of one God, equality, love, and virtue, founding the Sikh religion, which expresses pure and unconditional love of God. The 16th century Mughal Emperor Akbar the Great united Hindus and Muslims in a culture of tolerance. He created a house of worship where philosophies and religious topics were debated and where tolerance for all beliefs was taught. More recently, Mahatma Gandhi led the boycott against British goods and worked for independence from the crown through nonviolence, and succeeded in his efforts, becoming known as the father of the nation. Not a single shot was fired. His belief in peaceful nonviolence has inspired both East and West in the quest for equality and tolerance. Now, let us offer our prayer for peace. Eternal God, whose image lies in the hearts of all people, we remember particularly the people of South Asian subcontinent in this 70th year following Indian independence. We give thanks, O gracious God, for the 2,500 years of common history, from the political and moral guidance of Gautam Buddha to Mahatma Gandhi. Yet, how can we forget that across the subcontinent in 1947, when India was divided into two nations, communities that had coexisted for almost a millennium attacked each other in a terrifying outbreak of sectarian violence? May the people and leaders of India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh be granted the strength to be forgiving, putting their trust in the power of love to overcome hatred, in their common struggle for a just peace in which to fulfill their hopes and dreams. Our prayer is also for the other nations of the subcontinent, Afghanistan, which continues to be at war, Tibet, which is occupied by an oppressive foreign power, Nepal, which is brutally governed by communist ideology, Bhutan and Sri Lanka. May they realize that the yearnings of other hearts also beat with hopes and dreams as true and high as their own. Grant them the patience to be understanding, recognizing you, O God, in the words of truth, the things of beauty, the actions of love. From death to life, lead our brothers and sisters of the subcontinent. Lead them from despair to hope, from fear to trust. Lead them from hate to love, from war to peace. Let peace fill their hearts, their world, their universe. Peace, peace, peace. Amen.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I was really impressed, Charlene, to see the similarity, how people who believe in God, how many similarities we all have. I would like to thank Terry and Charlene for inviting Sikh community, for sharing our values and principal concepts of Sikhism. The opening prayer that was led by my fellow friend Pritam Saini is called Ardas, meaning a prayer, a plea to supreme authority, asking for the support, protection, and wisdom to perform all deeds for the welfare and prosperity of mankind. Thanking the Creator for everything we have in our life and accepting the will of God, whether good or bad. In Ardas, we reflect upon the sacrifices of our Gurus, their children, and many significant Sikh men and women who were martyred fighting against injustice and cruelties inflicted upon weak and oppressed. By remembering the atrocities that befell on Gurus and martyrs, Sikhs gather the strength and boost their self-confidence to withstand any hardships that they may face in future to fight for justice. At the end of Ardas, Sikh appeals to Almighty for blessing the entire human race with eternal optimism, peace, and prosperity for all. Nanak Naam Chaddi Kala Tere Pani Sarbat Tapa. That was the last line of the prayer. We begin our day with this prayer and end our day with this prayer. And then we bow our head in front of our Guru, Guru Granth Sahib Ji, an eternal teacher. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is a sacred text that contains the compositions of not only Sikh Gurus, but many Hindu and Muslim saints. These compositions are based on their lives as they lived it. Sikhs are instructed to read from Guru Granth Sahib Ji every day so that they can learn from the lives of Gurus and saints and apply it in their lives. The message of Guru Granth Sahib Ji is very universal. It is literally a guide for a person to sail across the ocean of life, living a moral, ethical, and benevolent life. Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikh religion and first Guru of Sikhs, traveled many places, as far as Sri Lanka, to Turkey, to Nairobi, to learn about different religions and spread the message of living a truthful, honest, simple, and purposeful life. So you see how the base of Guru Granth Sahib Ji itself is knit with unity, diversity, and interfaith. When Guru Nanak was born, social and economic inequality, religious intolerance, caste system, social degradation of women prevailed in India. At a very young age, he realized how people treated each other and started advocating for oneness of God and oneness of mankind. Guru Nanak was born in a high caste Hindu family. When he was 11 years old, his parents held a grand ceremony to perform the ritual of wearing a sacred thread called janeer that is worn by only high caste male members of the family. He refused it and questioned the priest, "Why me? Why not my elder sister? Why only me?" He questioned what is the validity of such a ritual if all human beings are created by one creator. Why discriminate among fellow beings on the name of high and low caste or masculine and feminine gender? Instead, he demanded another type of thread, a metaphorical thread of virtues such as contentment, prepared from the thread of compassion, twisted with truth and love, and have knots of continence. Such a thread, Nanak says, will remain with human beings forever, that will never break, nor they get dirty. Fire will not burn it, and one shall never lose it. Guru Nanak fearlessly raised his voice against falsehood and hypocrisy. For him, only inner qualities were of significance. Outer show was meaningless. Such are the lessons that are given the form of poetry in Guru Granth Sahib Ji that we read every day to remind us ourselves right from wrong. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is also known as Shabad Guru, the sound of wisdom, and Guru meaning divine teacher that takes one away from darkness towards light. Guru Granth Sahib Ji is considered an active source of knowledge. Guru Nanak Dev Ji followed 3 simple rules in his life. Naam Japna, that means remembering God every moment of life by pondering upon goodness and virtues. Kirtan, earn living through hard work and honesty. Vandachakna, share your earnings with needy and selflessly serve others. These are the 3 pillars that Sikhism stands on. 4 doors in each direction in every Sikh place of worship emphasizes the principles of equality and fraternity. Every day when we read our opening prayer, as we did today, we ask Almighty to help us maintain peace and harmonious relation among entire human race. There is no regional or racial limitation in following those principles. No distinction on account of birth, caste, color, sex, or country, but universal respect and concern for all as free, equal, and respectable persons. While Gurus preach the message of unity, equality, love, and truth, they also courageously awakened the inner voice of common man to make them fearless, to take them on the path that led to justice and dignity. The 5th Guru, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, 6th, 9th Guru, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, 10th Guru, Guru Gobind Singh Ji, including his 4 children, 4 sons, father and mother, they all laid down their lives for the protection of Hindus that were forcefully being converted by Mughal tyrants at that time, so that Hindus could practice their religion freely, to honor the sovereignty of God. Now, I would like to take this last minute to give you some quick facts about Sikhism. The word Sikh means a disciple or a student. The Sikh temple is called Gurudwara, which means Guru is the gateway to God. We cover our heads in Gurudwara as a sign of respect. Sikhs do not cut hair because it is the symbol of love for God and the respect for everything that God has given us. The way God made us is the most beautiful of all. Why Sikhs wear turban? The turban represented respectability and was a sign of nobility. Till 16th or 17th century, a Mughal aristocrat or Hindu Rajput could be distinguished by his turban. The Hindu Rajputs were the only Hindus allowed to wear turbans, carry weapons, and have their mustache and beard. The common man were not allowed to do so. It was in this context that 10th Guru Gobind Singh Ji decided to turn on the ruling aristocracy by commanding every Sikh to carry a sword, take up the name Singh or Kaur, and have hair and turban displayed boldly, without any fear. This effectively made his followers on a par with Mughal leaders. At the end, I would like to tell you that Sikh religion never asks anyone to give up their religion, but it provides a resource, tools to help understand the message of unity and diversity, which in turn will help humanity to look beyond and its limited boundaries and extend its horizon to embrace the entire human race as one, and thus consider humanity as our common religion. Manas ki jaat sabai eke pehchan. May we all forget our labels of Christian, Catholic, Jews, Muslims, Sikhs, Hindus, and be united as children of one Creator with peace among all. God bless us all in America. Thank you.
Let us sing again now from hymn 344, again verses 1 and 4.
Good morning.
I want to first thank you for having me here today. My name is Purana Faryad. I am the Outreach Communications Interfaith PR Coordinator at the All Dulles Area Muslim Society located in Sterling, Virginia. I just want to briefly talk to you about my background and how that kind of fits into my job and what it is that we do at Adam Center. My parents were born in a city called Sangat, which is located in Uzbekistan, that's UZBK, in Central Asia. In the 1920s, when the Soviets invaded, they had to flee, and they went south into Afghanistan. They lived there for about half a century, got married, had kids, and then the Soviets invaded again. I was about 1 year old when we left. We had to flee into Pakistan, lived there until I was 4, Can you hear me?
Yes.
I don't think the mic is on.
Well, that solved that problem. Hello? Okay, now it's on. I just had to press the button. Okay, so, where was I? Right, we went into Pakistan and we lived there for about 3 to 4 years in Karachi, and then I came to the United States when I was 4. I grew up in Queens, New York City. Anybody from New York? No? I'm sure you've been there. I went to school, I went to high school, I graduated college from there, I got married. I moved to Virginia about 13 years ago. I have 4 daughters. My eldest is 17 and my youngest is 9. They're all part of the public school system in Loudoun County, and they're very happy. Coming into the United States was something that I really at that time didn't realize the benefits of where I was going or the opportunities that I would have been given coming here and growing up in the United States. Being the youngest of 10 children, I was the only girl that was able to go to college and graduate and get a degree. So that for me was very, very important, and it was very important for my family as well. And I don't take that for granted because that's not something that is afforded to other girls in Afghanistan who really don't have the opportunity to go to school or to voice their opinion